This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
From time to time, I get voicemails, as you would imagine. Being somebody who puts themselves out there on the internet, and this is what I do for a living, and putting my phone number out there and my email address and soliciting for communication, from time to time, I get a little bit of hate. From time to time, I've gotten death threats. There's certain YouTube channels out there or one in particular that I'm thinking of, that did a video of me and depicted my head getting blown off from gunfire in a scope, rifle fire. But more often than not, it's just people pushing back. And more often than not, they are anonymous cowards who don't put their name on what they say. Yesterday, I did a video as soon as it was released, the news was released, about Donald Trump's call with Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. I played the several clips of audio that were the most important of the hour and 6-minute call that the Washington Post got a hold of. And some people weren't happy. Some people have been proclaiming me someone who has Trump derangement syndrome and hates the president. I don't know about Trump derangement syndrome. These people clearly are not qualified to diagnose a common cold, not to mention some non-existent thing. But do I hate Donald Trump? Very possibly. Yeah, very possibly. I don't know. Haven't given it too much thought about exactly what hate is. But I hate certainly what he's done to our country, the country that I love, the country that I spent years serving on active duty in the United States Marine Corps. So maybe so. But yesterday I did get a call from a gentleman from Texas. I know that because of the phone number, but did not leave his name. Again, coward. Bold in his opinions, but cowardly not to leave his name at all. So let's listen to this voicemail. I'm probably going to start and stop as we go and just address point by point. We'll see how he does.
By all means, use me on your air. I just finished listening to one of your episodes, and it was absolutely disgusting and patently false statements left and right. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Your rants just clearly show the hatred that you have flowing from inside you.
First of all, we'll just stop it there. I love that these accusations, but never giving any evidence of what they're talking about. The false statements. Didn't name a single false statement. Didn't isolate one I did a 20-minute video yesterday. I believe it was about 20 minutes. It should be easy to pinpoint one particular lie out of the 20 minutes of talking that I did. But no, we don't get that. These are the people who project. They do the thing they're accusing me and us of doing. Oh, you're lying. You're not telling the truth. You're falsifying things. Well, what's false? You had the opportunity. You talked for 3 minutes. What did I say that was false? Young, anonymous, brave caller.
Because you hate Trump so much. It's Trump derangement syndrome to a level that I've never seen before. Disgusting. You're disgusting. You had no valid arguments. Nothing. Nothing that you said. You just yelled, rant, threw a temper tantrum about things that were 100% legit. There wasn't anything wrong, and there was not threats that were made. It was a boss, because he's the president of the United States, talking to subordinate to get them to do their job correctly instead of...
All right, well, we'll stop there, anonymous caller. The Secretary of State of the state of Georgia is in no way a subordinate relative to employment to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not his boss. There's a little thing in the Constitution of these United States that you may want to look into. if you want to go toe-to-toe with somebody who actually knows a little bit about it. And that's the 10th Amendment. Each state is not subordinate to the federal government. They are certainly in some ways, but the 10th Amendment says that any power that's not specifically granted to the federal government or specifically not granted to the state is for the state to hold and have and to possess. And elections, dear sir, are one of those powers that are specifically granted to the states. That's why each state has a Secretary of State. That's why every state law relative to elections is a little different from the other. Donald Trump doesn't run the elections. He certainly isn't the boss of a duly elected official in the state of Georgia. Dumbass. Anything else?
Instead of doing and carrying out fraud, which has been happening widespread throughout the country. It is proven, whether you want to believe it or not.
Proven.
Delusion is a hell of a thing, and you've got it. You want to deny it because...
Where? Fraud has been proven. Where is your evidence? Where is the evidence? It's not just me who doesn't believe it happened. It's court after court after court. State court, state supreme courts, federal courts, the United States Supreme Court. Where is the evidence? If it's so clear, there's so much of it, it's overwhelming evidence. Surely you could have taken 5 seconds of your 3 minutes to give me one piece, one shred of your evidence. Anonymous caller. But you didn't because you can't. Because there's none.
None of you guys on the left love America. You hate it.
Hate it.
And you can't stand the country because you're not real Americans.
This is a refrain used by the right and conservatives all the time. They are patriots. I'm not a real American. What, pray tell, dingus, is a real American? Does my many years on active duty in the United States Marine Corps, born out of love of country, does that not qualify me as a real American? What's real? What the hell does that mean? Does my steadfast devotion to our Constitution and understanding it, does that not qualify me as a real American? Unbelievable, these people. That I don't love America. I hate, in fact, my country. Disgusting. I don't want to have a patriotism off, but I'd venture to say I've done more for my country in service to my nation than you have. I mean, maybe you're too young to have served as long as I did, whether it be my time in the Marine Corps or my time on Capitol Hill working for the United States Senate, or in the capacity that I am now, for that matter. Anyway, we'll let you continue with your parade of nonsense.
You want to destroy this country for reasons that I can't understand. I really can't understand it. Because the attitudes that you guys have and the way y'all act, it ends up with nothing but death and destruction and poverty.
Poverty.
Look around.
I will look around, kind sir. And when I look around, I look at the devastation that is left in the wake of Donald Trump's inaction relative to COVID-19. I look at the 1/3 of a million Americans who have died needlessly. I look at the tens of millions of people who are on the verge of homelessness, getting ready to be evicted from their homes. I look at the $600 payment that was just made after 9 months of doing nothing. And I want to destroy America. I want to create poverty. projection, cowardice, stupidity. These are the hallmarks of the Republican Party. These are the hallmarks of the real Americans. Patriots, everyone to be sure.
Everything you push ends bad. And finally, we have someone who stands up for the people, which you guys continuously try to spin the narrative around, make it seem like he is this racist, hateful bigot, when he's got more brains in his pinky finger than you'll ever have in your head.
In my head.
And you know that. And you're scared. All of y'all are so scared of Trump. It's not even funny. Y'all are scared to death of him. That's what you need to face. That's the truth. And you stop ranting. Stop making up all these lies.
I'll stop it there. We'll start it one more time and it'll be done. Being afraid of Trump. I'm not afraid of Trump. As I've said many times on this program and on my podcast, I doubt it. That's the name of the show. Donald Trump is a dummy. Donald Trump is not an intelligent person. It is likely Donald Trump has not read a single book since high school, and that's if even he read a book in high school. I mean, it is likely, it has been reported, and it is likely, seems very possible, that Donald Trump had paid somebody to take his entrance exams to college, to take the ACTs or the SATs. He can't string together cogent thoughts. I mean, even when he's reading from a prompter, it's a goddamn disaster. But he's got more brains in his pinky. I mean, come on. Donald Trump is the vision of intelligence for a stupid person. He is the vision of rich person to a poor person, or many poor people. White trash. Come on. Enough already with this Trump worship, fair cult member.
And face your own fear. And that's the fact that you're scared of someone that's smarter than you. And that fear
cut off. Cut off by the Google voicemail timer of 3 minutes. Listen, there is nothing to fear about Donald Trump's intelligence. There is something to fear relative to his governance, and that is fascism. The steady march toward fascism that our country is now headed. I've said it before. I said it yesterday. We get somebody who actually has a little bit of brains, a little bit of understanding, as well as the predilection toward fascism and authoritarianism, like a Josh Hawley, or even by some stretch, a Ted Cruz. We're in trouble. Because there is a vast swath of America out there who are desirous, who are fervor. They're in a fervor for a strong man like Donald Trump. Someone who will enact a Muslim ban like Donald Trump did and tried to do. Someone who will enact racist immigration policies, favoring white countries over countries of mainly black and brown people. They want this. They see America becoming more multicultural, more diverse, and it freaks them out. And I would venture to say that this caller's one of them. I don't know. You know, if you're betting, come on. He's not the only one. This last week, checked the P.O. box that's on my website, and someone went through and took the time to write me a little letter on their stationery. I'll put it on screen and block out the parts that I don't believe would be fair to show. It's all his contact information. Jesse, just heard one of your podcasts where you are ranting about President Donald Trump. My thought, just what the hell is the matter with this guy? The evidence of election fraud is everywhere, but the nuts that call themselves progressives are too damn dumb to see it, or do not want to. Again, the election fraud, the evidence of it is everywhere. He had the time to type 1 or 2 examples and couldn't do it because there is no evidence of election fraud. Then I see where you live, California, the land of Pelosi and Communist Harris, and more. Man, you are really screwed up. I have included a small card that explains your problem. Please post it close by to remind you of your issue. Regards, Kent H. Blackledge, PhD. And he included this. This dipshit took time out of his day to go to his computer and type this little message and print it and hand sign it, put it in an envelope, put postage on it, and include this. Like the slow motion burn. Look, Kent, alleged PhD Blackledge. How about some social media, brother? I put my email address up constantly. You could have just emailed this to me. Said you waste time and money, resources. Apparently, you don't have much better to do than harass random internet strangers. It's a good job. Very Trumpian. Anyway, what do you think? 714-576-4054. You can email me at daily@dollemore.com. I would love to hear from you. I would also love it if you would consider supporting my work here on YouTube. For as little as $2 a month, you can click the join button, become a channel member, and help support independent news analysis and commentary. Just like this, I guess. Sometimes it's more, most of the time, it's more news-centric and not addressing trolls. But, hey, sometimes you need a little break from the action. Anyway, if the other ways you can support my channel are buying some merch. There should be a little merch shelf below the video. You can also go to dollemore.info. That'll redirect you to the Teespring store. That's a way to support the channel in a big way and also get something in return other than listening to me hate Donald Trump. Follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.